I don't have any news on him, but if a player scores and then gets injured and doesn't come back on the pitch, so doesn't try to come back, which is what Conor Bradley, for example, did, but I had to take him off as well because he couldn't go on. But if a player doesn't even try to come back, that's usually not a good thing, but I cannot say anything more than that. That is just gut feeling, but nothing medical to say about it.
But he hasn't got any gut feeling of his own, has he, about it?
Haven't spoken to him about that yet, but it's a good thing that he scored. Good goal, assisted by Florian Wirtz. Said last week already that players are getting better, team is getting better. Again, wasn't perfect today, especially not in the last 10 minutes. But in the meantime, we pick up points, and I see the team developing in the way I would like them to see.
Arne, that must make it all the more frustrating losing Alex, because that's probably the sort of moment you've been looking forward to, Florian playing back to him combining with you guys.
Yeah, that's what we would like to see happening a lot. Good finish, good pass. But yeah, let's not be too negative yet. Yeah, maybe we don't know yet. So let's hope he's back with us soon. But yeah, difficult to say to you now.
Adam?
I mean, I guess just sort of what's the overall reaction to that? Because it's obviously a massive win, but it looks like it's going to come across not just with Alex, but with Jeremy perhaps as well.
No, Jeremy has no problem at all. I didn't want to go down to 10 men for 30 seconds. I think this is the only country where if players are injured, they need to go 30 seconds off. With a head injury, even 45. So I adapted to that. I knew there wasn't long to play, and I thought we struggled a lot with a +1. So playing 10v10 for half a minute with him being on the floor, yes or no, then just go with Federico. So no problem with him. But with Alex and with Conor, we have to wait. And you could see our bench today as well, but this is not for the first time in the last few weeks, and we are picking up points, and that's the main thing. We're not the only team that suffers injuries in this period in England, because we play so many games. This is quite normal that teams have injuries in this period of time.
Tony?
Arne, after all the difficulties, you're nearly top 4 again. I mean, how do you assess where you are and what the last sort of few weeks have been?
No, of course we're happy with that, but when we started the season, it wasn't as if I was thrilled and completely happy when we were top 4. We're always aiming for the best possible, and after the very good start we had, we were disappointed with the run of results we had afterwards. But I think you've said it. We are now maybe on equal points for top 4. I don't exactly know, but don't forget it, in the Champions League we've done quite well with a very difficult draw. I think I see a lot of teams that have hardly ever points, but we haven't faced them. So I think it's never been as bad as people said, but it's also true that we are definitely not perfect yet. But we knew this when we made so many changes in the summer, that it would take time. Maybe because we won the first 5 or 6 games, everybody thought, oh, this will just go so easily. But as a club, ownership, Richard, Michael, all the other people knew that change could also go with different results, and that is shown to be true.
Will? Welcome.
Obviously down to 10 men, you were put under a lot of pressure, and the same at Newcastle. Can you describe why that happened? I mean, with the numerical advantage, you just look for a bit more composure, or is that just naturally the way the game goes, that the team gets involved and we start getting a bit of momentum?
No, that is definitely true, that last thing. It's always difficult. If I try to explain why it is difficult, then people tell me afterwards, you tell too much to your future opponents. I think it was quite obvious what Newcastle did, and it was quite obvious what Tottenham did, but maybe then I shouldn't say it. But in the meantime, when we had the ball, that was what hurt me the most, because from the 9 minutes of added time, which ended up with 10. Completely correct, by the way, this time. I think they had 95% of the ball. So every time we had the ball, we kicked it away or we threw it away, or it was unbelievable that we couldn't keep the ball a bit longer. So yeah, then you have to defend for 8.5 minutes. Or 9 minutes, 9.5 minutes.
Last one here.
And it was obviously difficult those 10 minutes of stoppage time. How pleased were you to see Christian Romero get sent off and just make it that little bit easier for those last few minutes?
I thought it would mean that it was a bit easier, but in reality it wasn't. So of course they still had the free kick, and I know what a special player Porto is and how good of a free kick he has. He showed that already with the corner kick he took, which led eventually to the goal in some other moments. So I thought let's first survive this free kick. And to be honest, I thought against 9 we will probably be able then to keep them away from our goal. But it looked as if we were down to 9 and they were with 11, because it was attack after attack after attack, which didn't lead to a goal.
Both decisions correct.
The second one I haven't seen, so there was the second yellow. So I thought one of our players got a yellow, and I was like, how can Ibu get a yellow card for this? But Ibu wasn't even on a yellow. But then I saw that they got one, so I don't know what happened, why he got the second yellow. The first one was with Xavi Simons. I don't think he had any intention to do it, but yeah, if you see it back, where he touches him from behind, touch, the height, I think it was calf Achilles. This time, already a few times in games when other teams made fouls like that against us, it didn't lead to a red card. But this time it did, and I think I've seen multiple times that these fouls are a red card. But I've seen this season a few times when other teams made these same fouls against us that it wasn't. So you always rely a little bit on who is the VAR and what does which decision makes the referee.